Hello, wonderful viewers, and welcome back to this empowering journey we are on together. I want to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to you for taking the time to be here. Your willingness to explore these meaningful topics with me is what makes this channel such a special place for growth, understanding, and transformation. Whether you are a long-time follower or a new viewer, I know that your presence here is invaluable. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for engaging with these lessons, and for striving to build a life of true prosperity. Let me take you on a journey, a literal one, that happened some years ago when I packed up my 3 kids and embarked on a road trip to my village in western Kenya. We were in our old car, excited and full of anticipation for what lay ahead. I had gone above and beyond to make the trip as entertaining as possible. There was no shortage of things to do. Yet, somewhere along the way, my son Jack turned to me and, with the most exasperated sigh, declared, "I'm bored. I don't know what to do with all this time." At that moment, something clicked. I realized that no amount of stuff, no amount of gadgets, entertainment, or material possessions could satisfy the restless heart. It dawned on me that true prosperity has little to do with the accumulation of things. What Jack experienced wasn't boredom from lack of activity, it was a deeper dissatisfaction, a feeling that many of us might know too well. We often think prosperity is about having more wealth, more toys, more entertainment, or more accolades. But here's the truth, wanting more and never finding satisfaction is not prosperity, it's poverty of the mind and spirit. True poverty isn't about lacking things, it's about lacking peace. When we chase after external stuff to fill an internal void, we end up emptier than before. Why? Because prosperity isn't about the externals, it's about the internals. Now, some of you might be surprised to hear this, but even health, wealth, and happiness, though wonderful, are not the essence of prosperity. Why? Because they are contingent on circumstances, and circumstances are often beyond our control. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're wearing an expensive Armani suit, driving a brand new Lexus, and feeling on top of the world. Suddenly, it starts to rain. Your suit gets splattered with mud, and your car breaks down. In that moment, your happiness might fade, but does that mean your prosperity disappears? Not if you understand the true meaning of prosperity. So what is true prosperity? To me, prosperity is a state of mind. It's an unshakable, innate joy that isn't tied to external conditions. This kind of joy doesn't come and go with circumstances. It's a deeper, more profound sense of assurance about who you are and whose you are. This innate joy is what I call true prosperity. It's not fleeting happiness or temporary wealth. It's the quiet, confident assurance that, no matter what happens, whether you face abundance or adversity, you are whole, complete, and enough. Here's the beautiful paradox, this inner prosperity is the very foundation we need to manifest outward prosperity. When you're rooted in this kind of joy, you attract health, wealth, and happiness naturally. These things flow from a prosperous spirit, not the other way around. One of the greatest examples of true prosperity is the Apostle Paul. His life was a roller coaster of circumstances. At times, he experienced great abundance, at other times, he faced dire poverty. Yet, through it all, Paul was content. In his letter to the Philippians, Paul shares the secret of his contentment. "I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him who gives me strength." Philippians 4 verses 12 to 13. Paul's contentment wasn't rooted in his circumstances but in his identity. He knew who he was and whose he was. He found his strength in God's promises, not in the fleeting comforts of the world. This is the essence of true prosperity, peace in your circumstances, no matter what they are. So, how can we cultivate this kind of prosperity in our lives? It begins with a shift in 3 key areas. 1. Your perspective. Prosperity isn't about what you have, it's about how you see what you have. Gratitude and contentment transform even the simplest things into treasures. Instead of focusing on what's missing, focus on what's already present in your life. 2. Your priorities. What truly matters to you? Are you investing your time, energy, and resources into things that nourish your spirit, or are you chasing after things that leave you empty? Align your priorities with eternal values and not temporary desires. 3. Your source of power. Where do you draw your strength? If you rely solely on your own efforts, you'll eventually burn out. True prosperity comes from a deeper source, the connection to something greater than yourself. For Paul, that source was his faith in God. For others, it might be a deep spiritual grounding or a sense of universal purpose. Modern-day prosperity teachers offers profound insights into the connection between our thoughts and what we manifest. They emphasizes that prosperity begins in the mind. Your beliefs, attitudes, and thoughts shape your reality. If you approach life with a mindset of scarcity, you'll manifest lack. But if you adopt a mindset of abundance, you'll manifest prosperity. These teachings challenge us to examine our relationship with wealth, health, and happiness. Are we clinging to these things as symbols of success, or are we using them as tools to live more fully? Whether you agree with the teachers or not, these insights are worth pondering because they encourage us to look deeper into the roots of our desires. In today's fast-paced, consumer-driven world, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We are bombarded with messages that tell us we need more money, more possessions, more achievements to be happy. But this constant striving only leads to exhaustion and emptiness. Instead, let's take a step back and redefine what prosperity means in our lives. Let's shift our focus from accumulation to appreciation, from external success to internal fulfillment. When we do this, we create a ripple effect that transforms not only our lives but also the world around us. Imagine a world where people lived with true prosperity, a world where joy, contentment, and purpose were the driving forces. That world begins with each of us. It begins with the choices we make, the perspectives we adopt, and the priorities we set. As I reflect on that road trip to the village, I realized that the greatest gift I could give my kids was the understanding that joy doesn't come from stuff. It comes from within. And so, my dear viewers, I invite you to join me in cultivating true prosperity. Let's embrace the innate joy that's already within us. Let's anchor ourselves in the assurance of who we are and whose we are. And let's use that foundation to create lives filled with meaning, purpose, and abundance. And remember, the universe will always get its tithe. Better to do if of your own choice. Thank you for being part of this journey. Together, we are redefining what it means to live a prosperous life, and that's the kind of legacy worth building.